here. Okay, I just got confirmation. Yeah, I just got confirmation. Okay, so for being here, just let me switch to my camera. Okay, yes. I believe everyone can see me. You're all welcome to this bootcamp, and I'm really glad you're here. And I believe you also, you'll be happy you're here, because there is no, by the end of this program, if it is not reflecting in, it is not even possible. Whether you're a student, it's definitely going to reflect in your studies. If you are working in an office, it's definitely going to reflect in your workflow. If you have a business, or especially the Facebook aspect, you want to start content creation, is definitely going to reflect. So yes, very quickly, I want you to know that just to save data, if you click on, I think right here, yes, on your YouTube at this top corner here, there is a gear icon, like settings. You can click on it and then set quality. Under quality, click on quality and reduce the quality. You can set the quality to something like maybe 240p should be okay, so that you can save data that way. But nonetheless, if you want to copy some things from the slide, you can also increase the quality again. Okay, so that is it. That is that of this. So today, I very quickly, we are having two sections. Okay, the network was lagging. As I was saying, AI is big for media creation, for content creation right now. So we're also going to be having a section on Facebook for beginners, and it's going to be anchored by experts. And also, there are certain criteria. I said it earlier that there's going to be certificates for this, and I will be introducing some of the businesses that are sponsoring this particular program. And so there's going to be a certificate, and it's not just any certificate, it's actually from a registered company. Is backed by a registered IT company. So it's not just a certificate that can be given. And the purpose of it, yeah, you can just put it there. You, I don't know, whatever it is you want to use the certificate for, it will be given, but it's not for everybody. And no, you are not paying for it. But the thing is, your attendance, yes, you need to prove that you attended the class, either by joining this live stream or watching later on. But how do you gain the knowledge we are given if you did not join the class? Then, aside from joining the class, you need to show your proof of learning, either by doing a project, whatever. Then also, aside from attendance, proof of learning, yeah, it's almost like a school. There are some activities like maybe in your proof of learning, there are ways you are going to submit, like tagging certain groups and the likes. Yeah, that's how we are going to see it. So the certificate and the PDF guide that I said is going to be given, it won't be for everybody, definitely, because the information contained in all these things is not just honestly. While I was recording some parts of this thing, some people saw it and they were like, yeah, why is this thing being given out for free? But really, why not? So some of these perks cannot just be given out like that. Yeah, so you need to put in the work. Okay. So yeah, now let's move to the sponsors. Well, primarily, it is organized. This whole thing is organized by Bitforge Labs. Bitforge Labs. It's a startup. It's a small company for now, but they are the ones backing the certificates and all. Bitforge Labs is they are into IT skills. They are into embedded systems and robotics. Then also we have the Village Square, whose channel we are hosting this on. I'm affiliated with all these people. in one way or the other. So I was able to get them to put resources together to make this program a reality. And this is cohort 1. It will be done on a rolling basis. The Village Square is a social media platform, and also Onwuna Chris is a social media is a social media manager. He's going to handle the social media aspect. So his page is also one of the sponsors. So we have 3 sponsors, and then we'll be talking more on them later on as time goes on. So for now, I'll switch to my presentation slide and we'll get into the AI. Give this some music. Just some chats. Yeah. Someone has already given us something in the chat box. Yes, please, chat section. Not just dropping love, but engage in the chat section. Any questions you have, you can drop it in the chat section, in the chat box, or on the group. Do it. You and AI. What I mean by the dynamic duo is because duo means 2 people, and then you with AI, you form a partnership. It's a dynamic partnership, a very strong one at that. Okay? Yes. So in this bootcamp, in this live class rather, we are looking at what it is not. Then we'll be ending it with proper applications, in-depth applications that relate to students. Okay. So if you look at the screen right now, you will see this big 40%. Yeah. What's the point of what we are simply talking about is that this is what I mean. This is what I mean. That people who use generative AI to complete some of their work, it's not like as if AI then takes up 100% of their work, or at least they can complete that work 40% faster. And I believe if you can regain 40% of the time you spend on normal tasks, you can actually relax 40%. You can use that to produce more. And that's because you are here, you've been working. AI is a tool. Do you understand? AI is a tool. It's there for you to be able to use. And then so many people don't even know some of the things they can do with AI. Then, before we move into how you use AI, I believe personally that we are supposed to go to the foundations. Like, people are supposed to know what AI is. What do we mean by AI? Because when you know what AI is, then you'll be able to actually use AI correctly. I hope you understand that. You'll be able to use it correctly in the correct way. You'll be able to use it to do exactly what it is meant for. So let's get right into it. What is AI exactly? Well, it's very simple. If you ask anybody, they will tell you artificial intelligence. So my question now is, the A part The A part, let me switch to my pen. The A part now is very simple, right? This A part is very simple, artificial. But then what do we mean by intelligence? And I just want you to know that this AI, as we are saying, that is an extension of you, is an extension of the human being, right? Okay. So now, how come it can arrive at intelligence? What is the intelligence part? How can intelligence be artificial? That is question number one. Then what do we mean by it is an extension of the human being? Now, the reason why intelligence can be artificial is that this intelligence that the AI has is a simulation of human intelligence. Okay? It's like we are simulating human intelligence. We are copying what human intelligence is and then using a computer to mimic that. Let me give you another example in nature. Look at aeroplanes, for example. Or let me say, look at maybe cars, for example. Humans move, but we need to move over larger distances. So what do? We find another artificial system that can move. Then we put ourselves in it and we move. So the car essentially is an extension of the driver. It's this driver's eyes and ears that is sensing the environment. The driver's brain is taking the decisions. His leg is communicating, and his legs and his hands, they are communicating to the car, which is an extension of himself, through the steering and the pedals, the gear, in order to move the driver and his passengers to where he's going. It's the same way. This AI is a simulation of you yourself. And what do we mean by a simulation of you yourself? For example, as a human being, you start from the data aspect, raw facts. A bright light. What's the color of the bright light? Red. Where is the bright light? It's on a black rectangular plastic, and currently you yourself, you are on the road. All those ones are facts. You take them in through your eyes, through your ears. Then when you organize that fact, when you organize it, it becomes information. You then look at it, red light in a rectangular plastic box beside the road, probably at a junction or at the zebra crossing. You put it together and say that is a traffic light. And then from knowledge, you've understood the information now. Then based on information you've stored, create a new solution to that problem. Repeated intelligence. In the very same way, AI can exhibit intelligence, relate intelligence. So you see that AI is not just one demigod that knows everything, that you just be like, maybe design a futuristic car for me with the engine and all that. No, no, no. You need to know that AI, you give it the raw facts, understand what it knows, and then you can then get it to behave intelligently. That's what I mean by it is a simulation of the human being. So let me explain how it is being simulated in the human being. I mean, in the how human intelligence is being simulated in the artificial brain of the AI. Now, earlier, I told you that humans, we start at the data level, the raw facts. AI, that is the tokens. That is the tokens. Now, all these things may not be important for basic prompting, but this is a holistic boot, something you will need later on. This is the data layer, the raw facts. It takes in those tokens because AI cannot actually read text. It cannot actually listen to music. AI cannot actually see. What it does is it takes in all based on tokens. It breaks down everything you are giving it into small, small tokens. Then it takes that one in, arranges it, applies weight to it. Like this token, this token, this token. During training now, it will simulate how they all relate to each other. So in terms of characters, and it based on how it was arranged in that book, it will now assign relationship between each word. That is what we call weight. That is what it remembers as its knowledge. That is what dictates its logical things. So you can see that if you train AI on a particular book now, the weight it will have, that is what it understands, the relationship between tokens, two tokens, it will be different from if you trained it on another block of text. So that knowledge now is crucial for you to then be able to know which AI you are going to use for which task rather. Now, another thing you need to understand for future use is context window. And the context window is like the working memory. And that is, I think some people call it last memory for human beings. Maybe you send a child on an errand now and you say, buy granite, buy sugar, buy salt, buy pepper, buy tomato, and the child cannot even remember all of that. That is, the child has a small context window. That is the same thing for AI. All these AI models you are seeing, ChatGPT, 4.0, Omni, Gemini, all these things, they don't have the same context windows. So depending on what you want to do, but for simple use cases, even the smallest AI, you can't exceed the context window, because let me shock you. Gemini 1.5, for example, the context window is 2 million tokens. That is thousands upon thousands of books. And I don't even think, even students, even professors, I don't think there's any professor that is actually maybe querying 2,000 books at once just to get one single information, except maybe a group of professors. So now, this is just what I mean by weights. That is, look at this phrase, for example, the cat sat on the. You can see that there are multiple options here, either mat, dog, or moon. The cat can actually sit on dog. If you take the cat to the moon, it can sit on it. But you see that the relationship, the weight between this token, this last token, and this token, out of all these three options, this one, the weight is 85%. This token weighs more than this other two. And so the AI would pick this one, this math. If you change all these other tokens, the context has, so it can actually the new context can favor either of these two, or maybe another one entirely self. I hope you understand. So the reason why the AI uses all these weights is that it is simply a statistical engine. The AI, in the real sense, doesn't know anything. It can exhibit intelligence, it can simulate intelligence, but how it does that is that it simply predicts the next token. Let's call this one token, not just word. It simulates and predicts the next token based on the training weights that it has. So you see that AI is not something you just tell to maybe for you about this, that. No, guide it properly. You need to give it prompts that will adjust and shift the internal weights to what you want exactly. I hope you are getting it. If you are not getting it, just you can ask on the group or in the comment section, anyhow you want it. Is that clear? Everything you will be responded to. So that's the essence of prompting appropriately. When you prompt correctly, when you give the AI a correct prompt, what your prompt does is your prompt now is this beginning. I'm coming. This beginning part, the cat sat on the. This is what your prompt looks like, right? This is how your prompt enters the system. So your prompt gives the AI the context. Now that context affects the weight. It affects the relationship. That is, it affects the very next word that the AI will predict. So if you give it a good prompt, you see that you'll be able to shift, you'll be able to favor the proper next word. It will give you a good, but your prompt is bad. The context you are giving, I hope you are getting that. I hope it is very. There's something called the black box problem, and this is something everybody should know, that we can't see the inside of the AI, but you can only stay outside, and then based on what it gives you systematically, you begin to control the output. That's why when you take AI as one or guy like that, the director, you need the director's mindset. I hope you understand. You are directing a movie or directing the company. You are the owner. The AI is just an intern. It's just a new worker. It knows everything, has access to a lot of things. So instead of you to just be giving vague prompts like the character is sad, or write a sad story for me, or even prompting something like solve this question for me. No, 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 you don't do that. Or maybe analyze this data for me. My God, are you really prompting that way? No, you need to direct AI. AI, you can think of AI like all these nuclear bombs that we've made, or even a war elephant, a nuclear, battle tank. Like, it's a powerful piece of technology, but if you did not direct all this technology, they can even harm you by giving you wrong results. So now let's quickly look at prompting. We've already spent way more time than what I expected. How to prompt, how to prompt AI. In the real sense, these days, AI is not something that really needs one specialized way of prompting like that. It doesn't really need you to memorize one formula or not, or one formula and be keeping it in mind, and this one be afraid. No, no, no. AI doesn't really need that. Once you have that director's mindset, you are not seeing AI like a supervisor. You are seeing AI as an intern, a knowledgeable intern. It has access to data, has access to information. I hope you understand that. And it can exhibit intelligence if properly guided. So this is a prompting formula. This is the newest framework I have come across, CTIO. That is, every prompt that you are given should have a good context. Okay? Context is important. Now, what is context? Let me give you an example that I believe all of us can relate with. So now, I'm with my cup. Okay? I'm with my cup. I'm going to the kitchen. I want to take something. Now, what I have in mind, if I want to take maybe for example, Milo, Bonvita or something, what I will have in my mind, my mindset will be different from if it is Gary I want to take. It will also be different if it is I just want to take cold water. Okay. Now, that is context. Context is like what you have in your working memory to do something, what you have in mind. Another one is someone can say something and other people are expecting you to react. And to you, you feel the way the person said it, the person didn't really say it in the way that requires reaction because the context, the setting is different. Is that clear? Then the next step in that framework, the next variable in this formula is task. After you've given it the context, you need to then tell it what the task is. Then you instruct it. How do you want it to go about that task? And then you specify exactly what kind of output you are looking for. Now, this framework works whether you're analyzing data, whether you're querying your textbook, whether you're asking to maybe generate is too generic. How do I upgrade it? Now, the thing is, what kind of river is it? So, is it a river with white um, beach sand? Okay, can you see what it gave me? Now, this may be accurate, but this is not actually what I had in mind. This is not what I had in mind actually. And look at it. See how close the river is. See the stones. I never ever imagined stones to be there. The boats are supposed to be closer. Can you see the sky? This is a decent picture, but this is not what I actually had in mind. So now, and the clothes too. I don't like this clothes. Also, see the AI. This looks like okay. This is the stereotypical African man. So now, I can say generate an African man, maybe dressed in orange, maybe African kimono tunic with elaborate Ankara patterns and a short plain maybe deep blue shorts, okay, and a plain deep blue shorts. He has a well trimmed hair and he is standing, or let me say sitting on the riverbed, okay, or let me just say he's sitting beside the river. Now the river has smooth clean sand beach, okay, smooth clean sand beach with canoes and fishermen actively doing their business on the river. All right, now you can see that I've given it context. I've told it exactly what I want. Sorry. Sorry for that interruption. It's raining hard here, so I had to switch the microphone. Okay, so now I've told it exactly what I want. I've given it the context. I've already given it basically more information. Now, I need to also be specific. The short, okay, maybe I don't need to specify the aspect ratio here. I can do that in the system prompt 16:9. I can do that. But now I want a wide angle shot. Should it be on the top? Should it be at shoulder level, or should the camera sit low? Okay. Now, wide angle shots.
something like at eye level. Okay, so let's see what it will give us. Now, another way you can actually get prompt is you can take an image, put it in Gemini, and tell it to reverse engineer that image for you. But don't forget, you need to make that that particular prompt it gave you checks out all the criteria that we gave, the CTIO framework. And you'll see the difference here. I told it the output gone that I want. But here, it was so vague. But let's see what it will. Okay. See, bright orange kimono with deep blue. His hair is well trimmed on like this. You can see it has brown um sand, and then canoes with fishermen are actively doing their business. Now I can still edit this further, but then let's go from here to create an image. So now, what kind of image do I want? A video. What kind of video do I want to create? Sorry. So now, I could animate as a video and just say something like animate this. Okay, we can do that, or we can be very specific with what we want and tell it that with minimal camera movement, okay, because we don't want it to just be shaking anyhow. Man in the beach, the man sitting at the. And by the way, do you realize something? We actually said this man should be standing, but you can see that AI gave it to us sitting, which is actually a wrong output. So what are we supposed to do in this situation? We are supposed to we are supposed to correct the AI. No, this is not what I want. So here we are with minimal movement, camera movement. The man sitting at the beach is looking around slowly at the fisherman. You know, he's just enjoying himself. He's not doing anything. Just looking around at the fishermen while the fishermen are casting their nets and rowing their boats. Okay? Now, there are some things based on experience that this AI might want to add, such as changing abrupt colors. Do not abruptly change any colors. Okay, so there are some other things. For example, in this case now, someone can just fly in. No, we can say something like avoid unnecessary extra limbs. Do not add extra people in the shot. Another thing is, if you pick an object up, the AI might not, the object might not follow your hand. So I usually like to tell you that any object held must follow the hand movement. Okay, Now let's see what it gives us. Let's watch this one. It gave us initially. Can you see what just happened? From our image, this table was not there before, but now the table is there, and I think Gemini is now better. They clearly follow the man's hand. Look at this big splash. Watch this area. What caused the splash? It's just hallucinating. But while this one is creating, let's go to Gemini and try and query a data set. Now come here, let me upload a file. Definitely not downloads. Let me use this. So I'm uploading the document now. Okay, yeah. You can see we set little camera movement, but it is still moving the camera. But nonetheless, you see that it's not adding extra people. It didn't add this extra table that was not there. Let's see. You can see the net being cast at the back here is actually following the boat, and it's not as if it's just adding unnecessary people or unnecessary splashes. You can see that they're actually going about their work. I think this feels more realistic compared to this one. So you can go further and then get better results. Now, look at Gemini. We've created this. Now, this just a second, please. Um, this document we have right here is a list of students with courses and their location. So now, let's say I want to ask it that I want to know which course, okay, based on this document. Okay, let's give it a generic prompt first. No need for that. There's no time. Based on this document, right, which course is the registered? Or which one has the highest participation? Which of these course has the highest participation? So you can see it's telling you show code. Now, what is happening is he's actually diving into Python to analyze that CSV. If you check the code, if you decide to show the code, you can see what I said. That he wrote Python code to actually analyze it. This can even help you with your code. But you can see, without me checking the document, I've easily queried it, and I know software development has the highest. Now, I can tell it to plot a graph, okay? I can tell it to maybe um, visualize based on the document, the distribution of participants in based on location. In this case now, I want to see the location distribution and see the distribution of participants of each course in that one. You can see that okay, you can you see what it gave me? I already have it now. In Macaulay now, this is the distribution, and it even gave me a rubric. So I can see that Macaulay, for example, the course that has the highest number of people is data analysis. Then in logo, the one the highest location. Maybe you want to plan a meetup or something. You can actually know your data set. Imagine I have 1,000 rows of data in this my data set. That is the same way it will be able to analyze it. Now, for students, we've seen image generation, we've seen video generation. For students now, for example, we'll be using NotebookLM, okay? NotebookLM. And then while NotebookLM is loading, let me show you Google Canvas. Gemini Canvas right here. Okay. So I can tell you that generate an infographic, okay, to explain this distribution at our next office meeting. Okay. I can give you further context, like I want social colors, but this data analysis is not really my thing. So let's just see what it gives us. Now, Canvas is going to open separately on the side here. As it is going on, it will open separately on the side. That's what I'm saying. Sorry, let's get water while it is loading. All right, while that is generating, you can actually use this canvas to create amazing single page websites. You can use it to create PDFs. Probably you want to make ebooks and the likes. You can use it. This is also where you create your PowerPoint. In this Google Canvas, I think I'll get a book to use. We'll create a PowerPoint on it. Now you can see this is the infographic. All I need to do is take this. I can download it as an image. You can see that it has downloaded as HTML. I'll simply preview it in my browser. I can even edit the code. See, maybe the colors, etc. But all I need to do is to take this, and then it has broken it down. See it, participant distribution Predictive Fellows, see what it is giving me. Top cost demand, you can see it. Software development is this can help us in our planning a lot. See the participants participation, you can see how we did it. Then the spread across geography, it even gave me the cost and location cross analysis. I believe data analysts would actually need this a lot. You can see that. So all these ones that is here, all these at the bottom, this part, I can actually remove them by editing the code. But this is the power of AI. This class is just to expose you. We can't teach you everything in this class. You can create PowerPoints. I can tell you that, okay, how about a presentation PowerPoint deck, okay, exportable to PPT or PPT documents detailing the distribution, registration, other things that I want you to put, like maybe uh, cost allocation and other tips. I can tell it as much as I want and it will generate it. You can see that. Now, this might give us a wrong thing because now it's saying creating your app. We didn't ask for an app, but let's see what it will give us. Now, notebook LM. I didn't ask you to create a notebook. Ready soon. So you can see this. Imagine at work, I was actually asked to do something with that data set. All I need to do is brainstorm, plan myself on paper, and then guide AI. We'll wait for it. Guide the AI on what exactly to do. Probably I want to create content. All I need to do is guide the AI on what to do. And then now I'm relaxing. I can be doing something else while this one is working out. I can be doing another thing, attending to other thing, maybe even researching for the next content while that one is working. Now, you can see this is Notebook LM. Let's check out something new. Let's create something new. Okay, untitled notebook. Now, in this case, I can add sources. Let me try to add some sources. Maybe upload a file, PDFs. Let me upload a file. Restore. Okay, I'm trying to get heavy documents. Okay. There is no real heavy documents here. Okay, see the let me upload this too. Let me just upload this too. Now let's go back and see. It's still generating, probably because of network. Now, you can see what is right here. This one is talking about heat, photovoltaic heat and the likes. So I can just tell it what exactly are these authors talking about. Based on these two sources, once it's done uploading, you'll be able to query these two documents. Oh, still generating. Oh, it's taking so long. Okay, you can see create. So we'll just wait for it. Let's wait for it. You can see this. It has analyzed these two documents and it has shown us the summary. So what exactly are they talking about? I'm querying it now. The only source is going to consider is this one. And as a student, you can use this for your textbook. You can use it for your lecture. That is when you are writing your project, you can upload all the documents you want in here and then query them. You can see this. So from here, I can want from all the documents you upload as a student, you can generate your presentation slide for your progress report and the likes. You can convert it to audio. You can generate short videos. You can upload a book and then generate a video from it. So there is a lot you can do with AI. There is a lot you can do with AI. Let me just show you the result of this slide. Let me show you the result of this slide and then we'll and move ahead to the social media aspects. Okay, so you can see this slide, see it, see it. All I need to do now is download this, add my speaker notes to it, and then go ahead to do my presentation. You can see this is all what I asked it for. This is what I asked it for. Now, this image it used, it pulled it from the internet by itself. I could have given it images to use also. See the way it did everything. And all these things are real data because it did it with programming. Is that clear? So that is the power of AI. AI is there, is here for you to use. It's up to you whether you want to use it or not. So let's take a quick short break as I load up and then we um, transition to the social media